Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Grandma's Handbag. You're back. I'm back. I'm really glad you're back. Thank you for joining us. This is a Spinner Winners contest. We'll jump into that in just a second. Actually, this is probably a little bit loud. I'm sorry to do this. Especially sorry to you, Lisa. We're listening to Nat Young's History of Australian Surfing. And there's the track list on the back. I hope you can see that or freeze that there. So yes, some Australian surf music. And yeah, hope you enjoy it, Lisa. I found this a couple of weeks ago and Lisa expressed an interest in hearing it. So when the people call, you answer. Anyway, Grandma's Little Helper. We have Castello. It's an Italian beer from Friuli. 100% barley malt, which is actually kind of a rarity with a lot of larger Italian beers. And I'm getting a fair bit of a taste for this. 4.8%, straight lager, blonde style. Nice and easy, but yeah, a very nice beer. So as I mentioned, Spinner Winners tonight. Basically CD finds I've found all $3, $4 or less. $1, $2, 50 cents if I'm lucky. So yeah, we'll hop into all of those in just a second. Firstly though, I just want to say I'm really sorry I haven't been around as much. Making videos, watching videos, just out of a rhythm and a groove, nothing specific. Well, apart specifically from Virgos, I've had several around me, and September's an incredibly busy month. My wife, bless her, just had her, well, I shouldn't even say what birthday it is, but it's a big one, if you can imagine, traditionally quite a big one. And my parents have birthdays within a few days, so yes, it all happens. But here's a video, and I just want to let you know as well, I'm trying my best to watch all your videos. If I haven't been around to see you, drop me a line or kick me. Kick me in the comments. Let me know. Always a good reminder. Okay, loosely themed these CDs. I'll try not to say too much. Some of them are self-explanatory. The basic idea is that for this price, I couldn't leave them there. And they're often ones that I've never had before because other things are higher priority. Believe it or not, other things have been a higher priority than Led Zepp 2. But look, $2 on CD, who's going to leave it there? Very happy to have it too, actually. I've slowly been coming around to Led Zepp. Led Zepp 1's still where it's at for me, but number 2 obviously is an all-time classic. This one was an interesting find and listen. Led Zepp 3, definitely enjoy the rootsier vibe on here. Hats off to Roy Harper, Immigrant Song. There's some really, really good stuff on here that I've been enjoying. This one, I have a very shoddy vinyl copy, but I'm not going to leave a CD copy of that lying around for... Look, I think this was $1. It's coming home with me. This one might have stretched the budget at $5. Neil Young, Sugar Mountain, Live 68. Look at the baby face Neil there with those sideburns framing the face. I mean, all of what? 22 years of age. Anyway, this is the CD, DVD version. Maybe it's any way they come, but, you know, small, intimate, folky club, really good fledgling Neil, and a lot of those songs off the first album, and plenty of talking in between. Not as much as I talk, but nearly. Who's next? Who's going to leave that there? Seriously. This is the 90s reissue with the 8 bonus tracks on there as well. But, yes, wasn't going to leave that there for a second. And surprisingly, I've never owned that. I have some of their earlier albums. It's definitely on CD, but never that one. Again, Lou Reed, Rock and Roll Animal. Wasn't going to let that go. To be honest, the band and the arrangements, there's periods of Lou that for me are quite hit and miss in the 70s. And I wouldn't say it's an out-and-out hit, but it's not a miss either. I just want to say quickly though, the actual CD quality, this is an official release, but it's pretty ordinarily done. No thanks to BMG Australia. Shocking quality. Which can't be said for this though. This is a soul jazz comp, an England story. So this is basically UK roots music. So I'm not talking folk, obviously. We're talking Jamaican influenced music, dancehall to grime, 25 years of MC music in the UK. So while there's not a lot of artists I know on here, if it's on soul jazz, my general rule is grab it. They are a great compilation label. They just have people that know what songs to select, and if nothing else, it's going to be an education. You get some really good liner notes. I mean, if you look at this book here, plenty of reading material in there, which I have to say is one of the joys of buying CDs. Anyway, informative, educational. Hey, it's even got some great music on there as well. Yeah, an England story. Really stoked to find that. Who would leave? I mean, who would give that up? Honestly, this one was a bit of a trip, and probably in more ways than one. This is a Japanese band called Afri Rampo. So the album is Suto Breako, and it's kind of weird noise, psychedelic stuff, free noise, yelling, screaming. I don't know. I'm trying to think of Japanese equivalent bands. Can't really think. I want to say Shonen Knife, but I don't even think it's sort of in that realm. Maybe more Boredom's influenced. But yeah, two girls way out there. Lovely package, and for CD nerds, which I have to admit I am a bit of a nerd for CDs, it's a very interesting disc package as well. This is all cardboard here, if you can see that. And the only way it holds is if you slip just in under there. And surprisingly, it doesn't even scratch the disc. So, I don't know who I could recommend this for or to, but I think Andrew, Tales from the Crate, if you do see that, might be something up your alley. Steve Carlson, who knows, you might even enjoy it as well. Beastie Boys, Hello Nasty. Now, I thought I already had this album, and I'm looking up there and I don't have it. Don't know why I don't have it. I got to see the Beasties on this tour, the Hello Nasty tour, hit Australia in 1999, but we never got a digipack version that this is, so it was very nice to pick that up. And for people that say they don't like digipacks, I don't understand that. All these plastic cases clattering around dehumanizes the music, whereas the tactile feel of this cardboard sleeve, the fold out mystery and majesty, you know, if you're not going vinyl, card sleeves, digipacks is about as good as you're going to get for me for CD packaging. Anyway, is that rant over? I might need a drink. This is a great song. The Loved One by The Loved Ones, and this is, or In Excess covered this in the late 80s, but the original is the best. I should try and put a link below if you're interested. Anyway, Portishead's Third. Again, another band I got to see when they toured this album, and in terms of live sound experiences, this is one of the greatest concerts I've heard. It was an incredible sound system. Even though we're out in a park and they were headlining, it was a phenomenal system. And this album actually, I don't know how rated this is, but to me, very underrated. The Rip was a great song. Hunter, you know, Machine Gun's incredible. What an album. Really took me by surprise, that one. So that was a definite keeper. Oh, this one, Call Me Late to the Party, but Weezer, self-titled, the Blue Album. I used to run a mile from most Weezer stuff, but you know what? This has just kind of wormed its way in. It's just simple, brilliant songwriting. Yeah, I guess you've been saying, duh, Dean, we could have told you that years ago, but My Name is Jonas kicks it off. You know, Buddy Holly, I can take or leave. Maybe it's a little too familiar, but, you know, Sweater Song, In the Garage, there's just, it's hard to fault any tracks on there, but unfortunately it's wormed its way in, or fortunately, and it's in the collection. Alright, a couple now from Kyuss, and The Circus Leaves Town. Just a great album. I mean, Kyuss is interesting. My best Kyuss album would be Blues for the Red Sun. I feel like each successive album they get a little cleaner, which makes sense, you know. You can't stay punk or lo-fi forever. You kind of eventually get better at what you do, and then, you know, want to escape those sort of restrictions or limitations of your inexperience. But look, great album nonetheless. Hurricane, 1 Inch Man, The Old Boozerini. For me, Stone Cold 3, top 3 in there. Catamaran, Rodeo, you know, plenty of highlights on there. And speaking of Kyuss highlights, there's the greatest hits here as well. There's Josh at the back, and actually did just get to see Queens of the Stone Age live a week and a half or so ago. So that would be the 3rd time I've seen them, but the first time in 15 or 16 years. And yeah, look, I haven't kept up to speed with many of their records, probably after Songs for the Deaf, but still a very enjoyable concert. Kind of noticed that the volume started off a little quiet. They kicked off with Regular John, which was a fantastic way to start, and then the volume kind of ramped up, so by the end you were pinned back more or less. But it was really good. Great drummer. I've always said Songs for the Deaf needs that Dave Grohl explosive drumming, and they've got that with their new drummer. So I should get his name and let you know, and if I do, it'll be here somewhere. Alright, one more left. This is the one that completely knocked me between the ears and between the eyes, like a bullet to the forehead. Yeah, I'll just show it to you. How's that? Archers of Loaf with Icky Mettle. I've heard a few people and bands that I've liked here in Australia kind of drop Archers of Loaf and Icky Mettle as an influence, and hadn't thought a lot about it, and, you know, had no inclination to go pick anything up, but found this album, knew the title, and that it was, you know, touted as a quiet classic, a bit of a cult album. And what a fantastic listen. 13 tracks, 36 or 37 minutes. You know, it's not quite hardcore punk or straight edge or even straight alternative. It's all twisted up a little bit. Not slint style post rock. Polvo, it reminds me a lot of Polvo, and trying to think that I don't know if it's a certain scene in North Carolina or exactly whereabouts this came from, but just fantastic songs. Hit it, quit it, move on. No fat, lean, mean, good twisting arrangements, great, playing. It's not virtuosic by any means, but it just really hits it and leaves you wanting more, I'm just trying to see what songs I love from here. Look, I should probably drop you something. Might. Great stuff. Really, really good stuff. So if you're a fan of any of these bands here, any albums, if you love Archers of Loaf and can recommend another album of theirs that I need to be checking out, or any bands similar to them, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. In the meantime, that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. A few new subscribers, so thank you guys also for jumping in, and all the regulars. I really, really enjoy reading your comments and talking to you guys. You're the bit of sanity in a pretty bonkers September for me at the moment. So take care, everyone. I'll be listening to a bit more surf music. Although if you can hear this, I don't know how it's surf music, this song. But anyway. Take care, everyone. Talk soon.